Hello everybody, my name's Jonathan and welcome to Barely Unboxed. We're back with another Halloween themed video, and today I am dressed as a sea king or King Triton or, Poseidon. And we have a very special project today. So this is a Rainbow High Color and Create doll. These are great for customizing. If you want to see how these actually work with the markers and everything, I do have two previous videos with the other two of these dolls. These were ones that came out a while ago. There's the watercolor and create dolls, which are the newer version. And in my opinion, they're not nearly as good as this original series. So if you want to see two of the other dolls, I'll put links down below so you can see how those work with the markers and everything. But today we're going to take her and customize her into a mermaid. And this is going to be kind of like a classic Barbie style mermaid, like a 90s Barbie style mermaid design. And I really have been wanting to do this for a while. I was going to do this for Mermaid, but I couldn't get everything delivered in time. I had to wait quite a while for some of the items for this remake or custom that I'm doing with her. So I thought Halloween is the perfect time to do it. All right, so this is the only Color and Create doll that I haven't customized or done anything with yet. I'm very excited for her. I think she's adorable. Here's her barcode if you want to look for her. She may still be available on Amazon, and if she is, I will put a link down below for that. And if I can find a link somewhere else, I'll put that as well. Just this doll was very popular, and I did pick up two of her because I want to keep one in all white in my collection. I think that would be really cool. I actually picked up two of each because there was three of these different dolls in this series. So let's get her out of the box and we'll take a quick look at her before I customize her. All right, we got her out of the box. This doll is absolutely gorgeous, and I think she looks so beautiful with this white hair even, but she has beautiful like violet purple eyes and like these nude lips. Now this is a sticker on her chest, and I left that on just because I wanted to show you that this is how the doll comes. So you have to take that off to be able to use the markers on her clothes. So she comes with this very basic outfit, and she does come with an extra shirt and pair of shoes and a scrunchie, which I just left in here because we're not going to be doing anything with those today. And then she also comes with the markers. And incidentally, I actually used the markers on this shirt to make like a scale design. And we will see later on if it washes off when I finally do wash this shirt. But I had extra markers from the other dolls, so I just went ahead and I used these three colors on this shirt. It took a while, and the markers never ran out. I will say they work really well, even on a human-sized shirt. I didn't do it all the way down because it would have taken so long. But anyway, I just thought that was an interesting way to use the markers if you wanted another use for them than using on the doll clothes and the shoes and the hair. So yeah, you're supposed to be able to use the markers on the hair and all the clothing and then be able to wash it out. So if you want to see that, those links down below for my other two videos will show you some of that in them. So as far as articulation goes, she has the head tilt and it can turn. She has the shoulder joint. It's like kind of a ball joint. It goes up and down and can swivel. She has the elbow joint. She has the wrist joint, and the hands do come off because these are the old school Rainbow High dolls that had all the articulation. So she also has the upper thigh articulation and the leg articulation, double jointed knee, and that is it for articulation. So these dolls, I miss having that wrist and especially that upper thigh articulation. It's just so good for posing and taking photographs. Oh, and before I forget, she does come with the Rainbow High comb, but these dolls do not come with a stand. So if you get these dolls, know that you do not get a stand, but sometimes you can find stands on eBay for very cheap, or you, like I do on eBay as well. I find them on eBay, but AliExpress I love because you can order the stands on there. All right, so we are ready to customize this doll into a beautiful, gorgeous mermaid, a la Barbie 90s style. So I love a good Barbie mermaid from the 90s. Those are some of my favorite Barbies to collect. So, all right, so let's see what we can do with her to make her emulate that look. So here she is. I'm just making sure I take her clothes off before I dye her hair, and definitely take out this hair tie because it'll prevent the hair from getting dyed right in that specific spot. I've had it happen a couple times before. And then I'm just making sure that her hair is all washed and ready to be dyed. You definitely want to wash it with some soap. You can use either shampoo. I'm using dish soap because it gets rid of grease really well, and it'll get rid of like factory residue and any hair products they put in the doll. Although this particular doll, these color and create dolls do not have any product in their hair. So now comes the fun part of dyeing her hair. I'm using the rest of this fuchsia. Now this is just the normal RIT, so it will not stain anything except for the hair and my hands if I touch it, which you will see. So I just mix that up, and it's very, very hot water, the hottest water you can get out of your faucet. And then you just dip her hair in until you get the color you want. The color will always dry a lot lighter than it looks when it's wet. So keep that in mind. You might need to re-dip, which I end up dipping her hair multiple times in this process. I'm trying some scarlet red in parts of her hair. It eventually you don't even notice it with some of the other colors that I end up using. So definitely this step I could have probably have skipped. I was kind of hoping that it would give it a more red hair color, and it looks very red when you pull it out, but once you rinse it off, it doesn't look as red. So I skipped to using some purple for some more streaks. I'm trying to do like a mermaid hair dye on this doll, and I've never done this before, and I will say the end results are not quite what I expected, but I am happy with it. It's just, you'll see in the end. And I'm just kind of dipping different parts of her hair, and you'll see that is really evident. It looks really pretty. And now I'm trying some of this blue aquamarine, and I will say the aquamarine RIT dye, the regular, it barely shows up on a lot of hair on Rainbow High dolls. And I will also say that the Color and Create doll's hair seems to kind of resist dyes. So now I'm trying something bold. I'm using the RIT Dymore in the teal, and I'm doing it in this bowl so that I don't stain anything in the sink, because this stuff will stain plastic and everything. It'll dye a lot of things. So I'm being very careful not to get it everywhere. And I'm going to, you can see the purple is very, very subtle now that it's dried. And that's what I'm saying about the hair colors will always dry a lot lighter. So now I'm very cautiously and very purposely dipping strands of her hair in the blue. And I do a few strands all over her head, and I try to keep it away from her scalp. And you can see it's kind of giving it a more purple tone, which is what I hoped for. And now I'm going back with some more purple. And I didn't fill it up very much because I wanted the color to be very strong. And I'm trying to dye some more streaks, and you can see it's definitely purple when it's wet, and you can see a lot of different colors in there. So I also picked up some teal dye. This is like a day later. I'm just not happy with how her hair turned out, and I'm trying to get the results I want. So I'm trying that, and then I also got some hyacinth, which is a different shade of purple. I've never used this color before. It's gorgeous. I think it's one of my favorite shades of purple. And then I'm going in and just doing strands of her hair again and rinsing that out. And I will say, when it's wet, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at the color on that. And so I washed it out with soap, and now I'm going back in with hair conditioner. And you can leave it in if you want for a little bit, but I just put it in and rinse it out, and then I make sure all the dye is rinsed out of her hair with a paper towel. So now we're going on to her accessories. I found these Barbie accessories. I have tons of Barbie accessories, and you can see the earrings don't quite fit in her ear because they're too long. So I'm just going to snip the tips of these so that they fit into the piercing hole. And I will say they stay in. They're not as snug as a rainbow high earring, but it works pretty well, I think. And now I'm just sanding them down. I cut both of them to fit, and I'm sanding down this necklace as well, just to make it a little rough so the paint will stick better. And I'm going in with some gold paint and painting these so that they're really pretty and shiny and look a little more decadent, more like something you would see with a rainbow high doll. And then I'm adding some accents of color with some like jade blue and jade green, or whatever you want to call it. I mixed up the color just specifically for this necklace and the earrings, and I painted that on. And then I'm going back in with some, this is a purple shift paint. It's really pretty. It goes from like purple to like a kind of coppery color. It's works really well after it's dried. It's hard to tell when it's wet. So now I'm putting it on the earrings. This is what it's called. It's called Color Shift. And I'm using a similar color of the Color Shift on top of that jade color that I painted on the necklace and on the earrings. It'll give it like this nice gemstone looking effect because it has like this shift from like a blue to like a sort of like a purpley, I don't know what you want to call it, like almost violet. And I'm using some of that Color Shift paint on her face as well, along with the gold paint here. So you'll see it'll take a few coats for this to really stand out. And I go back in and I clean it up because this looks so bad. I use Q-tips and I go in and I kind of shape it to how I want it to look. And very carefully, I'm usually able to paint behind the eyelashes because they stick out just enough. You just got to be very careful. But yeah, you can see here I'm cleaning up some of that paint that I got in spots I didn't want. And I didn't change her eyebrows at all because I thought the eyebrows actually went really well with her hair. You can kind of see the hair color that I ended up with here. It has like pink and purple. It's very pastel. And now I'm just going to paint her lips because I want her lips to be a darker color, because right now they're a very nude, like kind of brown color, which are gorgeous, I will admit, but not for my mermaid. I'm trying to go for like one of those 80s Barbie mermaids that I am a huge fan of, but in rainbow high form. And like I was saying earlier, I'm going to use some more of this color shift paint on her eyeshadow. And it looks so beautiful when you put it over top of the gold paint because it's semi-transparent. It just looks so pretty, especially after it's dried. I also went in with some black and accentuated her wings on her eyelids. But later on, you will notice that I change it. I'll point that out. So on top of this dark red lip, I'm putting some of that color shift paint, and you can see, especially on top of this, it shifts from like this beautiful like blue to a purple color. And once that dries, I put on some gloss on her lips, and it'll really help that like stand out. I put the gloss also on her eyeshadow, and that will protect it for one thing, so it shouldn't scratch or rub off or anything like that. And very carefully I put it behind the eyelashes. So there's what her lips look like there. And now she has these markings on her back, and I don't want those there, so I'm using some acetone to remove them. And I will say, warning, I always forget. I'm using pure acetone, and it kind of melts the plastic a little bit, so you got to be very careful. And what I should have used was non-acetone nail polish remover, which I do have. It will just take a little more effort to get it off, but you can see I was able to minimize the melting, and it looks okay. Once that dries off, it looks perfectly fine. So no worries. Just be careful, because it sometimes will be, the plastic will be sort of sticky and your cotton might stick to it. So earlier when I did the gloss on her lips, I used a satin and I was not happy with it. So now I'm using a glossy glaze, and it'll make them pop even more. And I love that her lips sort of match her eye color. And this is what her hair looks like. And here she is with all the jewelry on. I painted her nails as well with a pastel. So here is a package I got that I desperately needed to finish this mermaid. And I really was hoping to get this for May for Mermaid, but it took a lot longer to arrive, and that's perfectly fine. The artist that makes these is super popular. They are known as flounder scales, and I will put a link down below if you want to see about ordering your own tail. The artist makes them in scale for all sorts of doll sizes, including Barbie, Rainbow High, and other like Monster High and stuff like that. And they also sent this little pack of goodies along with it. And I just thought it was so cute. There's little mermaid stickers of Sebastian and some just random, like that's a narwhal. So adorable. And there's Ariel in her wedding outfit, I believe, and then another little mermaid, little pastel mermaid. It's so fitting. She even has the same color of hair that I ended up with for this custom. And they are super nice. They also make tails for adults too. But here we're gonna try this tail on and see if it works. And you have to put this top on first, because you have to get it over the legs and it just stretches, and you just kind of roll it up to get it on. Took some trial and error to figure out how to get that on, and then you just have to straighten it out, and it's molded perfectly to fit a Rainbow High doll. I love it. They even make Rainbow High boy doll tails, which I'm thinking of ordering one and making her a friend out of one of my extra male Rainbow High dolls. I think that would be so much fun. I might do that for the next Mermaid. If I order it in time, ahead of time, it should arrive. But there we go. It looks gorgeous. All right, are we ready to take a look at my Mermaid custom? I am really excited to share this to you all. I am really happy with how she turned out. So with all the different aspects of her going together, here is what she looks like. And I am extremely happy with this. I made this crown, and I did record making the crown, and then I had to completely scrap that crown that I made. And I tried making a new one, but I did not record it, unfortunately. So that'll just be my little secret on how I made the crown. Let me take this crown off so I can actually show it to you. So it's adorned with beads. So these are all crystal beads. And these are like a natural dyed shell. And I also got some seashell or some starfish beads. And I thought it worked really well. And I actually made this using wire and hot glue. And then I just kind of bent it into the shape that fits on her head. You can kind of get that in a spot where it just will stay on pretty well. And I think with these Barbie earrings and the necklace, she just looks so good like that. Now, the star of the show is this mermaid tail and the top. And this was what I was waiting on. It took a while to get because they're made to order, and the artist that makes these is really backed up. I will put a link down below, so if you want to order these, you can. So these are all made out of silicone, and then the inside of this is lined with like a fabric. And it just stretches really well. And let me take her off this stand so you can kind of take a look at her. And I'll take the crown off because it doesn't want to stay on. But let's take a look up close at the face. So in the earlier footage, you saw me paint her face. I did add these wings they were a little different in the video. And then at some point, I changed them to look like that. Now her hair. It might be hard to tell. Actually, you can tell on camera. It's multiple shades of pastel pink and purples, and I think it turned out beautifully. The hair on these Color and Create dolls is very shiny, and it really, really dyes well. Sometimes the colors are a little muted, so you might have to re-dye over and over again like I did. But so they can actually pose in these tails because they're made out of silicone. So you can actually get some poses with them, make it look like they're swimming. And these are waterproof. The artist even makes these for human-sized people. So imagine that. That would be awesome. Now, this stand I'm using is actually, this purple part of it is from Lilac Lane, and so it's taller, and it worked really well with the size of this mermaid with the tail. So that's how I'm going to display her in my collection, is on this stand, just like this. And I think I'm just extremely happy with how she turned out, and I really hope you all enjoyed watching some of the process of this. It was definitely, it took me a while to get her hair to the color that I wanted. It took a lot of dye to get this color. And it's kind of hard to see on camera. In person, it is really vivid, and on camera, it looks a little more muted. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the mermaid come to life. And if you did, please give the video a like. Also, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit that bell for notifications. I love making custom Rainbow High dolls, and I've been doing it for a while. This whole shelf up here are customized Rainbow High dolls, and I just think it's so much fun because of just the way the dolls are made. You can change their eye color very easily with just changing eyes out. And it's just so much fun to dye the hair and figure out how to dye like brown hair into like a green color and stuff like that. It's like color theory, and I love it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will have more custom Rainbow High doll videos in the future, including another 2 videos coming up for Halloween time. So keep an eye out for those. My often Rainbow High videos go up on Fridays, so keep that in mind. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween. And share this video with people that you think like mermaids or Rainbow High or custom dolls. I would love for us to spread the love. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care out there. Love you guys. Bye.